Good morning, students. Today we are going to start combination of registers. In this session we will study about the series combination of registers, then parallel combination of registers, and after that we will study about EMF of cell, then comparison between EMF and potential difference, and then different combination of cells. Okay, so let's start with the series combination of registers. Okay, so our today's first topic is series combination of registers. You can see here, this one is our topic. This one is our topic, that is series combination. Okay, so students, series combination of register, you can see there are three registers, R1, R2 and R3. Okay, in this you can see that one end of each register, suppose this one is first end, this one is connected with the one end of the another register, then another end, means except this one, this end, the second end of this register is connected to one end of the R3. Okay, so this type of combination is known as series combination of registers. Okay, let me repeat. You can see one end of R1 is open, means it is not connected, then other end of R1 is connected with one end of register R2. You can see here, then the second end of R2 is connected to another end of register R3, and then the second end of R3 is open. So we can connect the cell here at this open end of this circuit. Okay, so we can connect a cell here. You can connect cell. Okay, now suppose this is a cell, you can connect a cell here by connecting wires. Okay, so this one is, you can see this one is cell. Okay, so if you connect cell between these two open end, you can see there is current in this circuit. This current flow through these registers R1, R2 and R3. So this combination is known as series combination. Okay, now take your copy and pen and note down characteristics of series combination. So what are very important characteristics of series combination? So most important characteristics of series combinations are current I flow in the circuit is same through all the registers. Okay, this one is very important point. Current I which is flowing through all the registers R1, R2 and R3 are same. Okay, second one is, if R1, R2 and R3 are different, means they are not equal, then potential difference across each registers are different. But if R1, R2 and R3 are equal, then potential difference across all the registers are same. Okay, so this one is very important characteristics of series combination of register. Okay, now if three registers R1, R2 and R3 are connected in series, you can see here three registers R1, R2 and R3 are connected in series, then their equivalent register is given by the formula, that is, you can see here R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. What is meaning of equivalent register? Meaning of equivalent register is that you can replace these three registers R1, R2 and R3 by only one register, that is R, but there is no change in current in this circuit. It means this R has the same value of R1, R2 and R3. Okay, let me tell you with one example. Suppose this register is 1 ohm. Okay, this one is 2 ohm and this one is 3 ohm. Okay, this one is 2 actually. So if this one is 2 ohm, so you can replace this circuit, means you can replace these registers in this circuit by a resistance of 1 plus 2 plus 3, it means 6 ohm. So if you place a 6 ohm resistor in this circuit, you will get the same amount of current as we get in this case when R1 is equal to 1 ohm, R2 is equal to 2 ohm and R3 is equal to 3 ohm. Okay. So student, I hope you understand what I want to tell you. Okay. Now there is one important point is that in series combination, the value of equivalent resistor, that is R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3, is always greater than the greatest one. It means you can see in this R3 is greatest, that is 3 ohm, but the value of R is 6 ohm. It means R is greater than R1, again R is greater than R2, again R is greater than R3. It means R is also greater than the greatest value of resistor that is connected in series. Okay, so you can see that point here. Okay, R is greater than the greatest of R. It means R is greater than any one of the resistor in series combination. So I hope you understand the concept of series combination. Okay, let me revise the most important characteristics, and that are: current through the circuit in series combination remains same in each resistance. Second, if R1, R2 and R3 are not equal, then even current in the circuit, it means current in each resistor is same but potential difference across them are different. Okay. Third, if R1, R2 and R3 are same, it means R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R3, then current through the resistors and potential difference across the resistors are also same. It means current through each resistor is same and then potential difference across each resistor is also same. But current and potential difference are not equal, but they are same in any one resistor. Okay. And the value of equivalent resistor, that is R, is greater than the greatest resistor that is connected in the circuit. So I hope you understand about series combination. Now let's start the parallel combination of the resistors. Okay, so first, how we identify the parallel combination in a circuit. So let's see this circuit where three resistors R1, R2 and R3 are connected in parallel combination. So you can see in this combination, one end of each resistor is connected with one point. Suppose this point is 1. Okay, so you can see here at this point, one end of each resistor is connected at this point. Okay, now the second end of each resistor is connected to another point, that is point number 2. Okay, this one is point number 2. So you can see one end of each resistor is connected to point 1 and the second end of each resistor is connected to point 2. Now this is the open end where we can connect the cell. Okay, so we can connect cell here. Now you can see in series combination the resistors are not connected like this. It means one end of each resistor is not connected at one point and second end at any one point. But in parallel you can see one end of each resistor is connected at one point and second one is connected to another point. So you can identify the combination, either combination is series or parallel. Okay, now let me tell you the characteristics of parallel combination. So student, first important characteristic is in parallel combination, potential difference across each resistor are same, even they are equal or they are different. Okay, so let me repeat, potential difference across each resistor remains same, either all the resistors are equal or same. Student, I hope you remember, in series combination, current through each resistor remains same, either they are equal or different. Okay, now second point is current through each resistor are different if R1, R2 and R3 are different. It means if R1, R2 and R3 are not equal to each other, then current through all the resistors are different. Okay. Third one is, if all the resistors R1, R2 and R3 are equal, then current through each resistor is same. Okay. And the fourth point, that is equivalent resistance of this circuit is given by this formula, that is 1 upon R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Okay, where you can see this is R, so equivalent resistor is given by R, not 1 upon R, student. Okay, if in question ask what is equivalent resistor of this circuit, so you have to find out the value of R but not the value of 1 by R. Okay, note this point is very important. If someone asks what is equivalent resistor of these three resistors that are in parallel combination, then you have to find out value of R, this R, not 1 by R. If you calculate 1 by R is equal to, suppose 1 by R is equal to something like this, suppose 1 by 2. Okay, it means your answer is 2, that is not 1 by 2. So this is very important point and you have to remember this. So let me repeat once again about parallel combination. The characteristics are, first one, potential difference across each resistor in parallel combination is same. Second, if R1, R2 and R3 are not equal, then current through them are different, but if R1, R2 and R3 are equal, then current through them are same. And fourth, equivalent resistor of this circuit is given by the formula 1 upon R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Okay, so these are the most important point. There is another point, the value of equivalent resistance is all even smaller than the smallest resistor connected in parallel combination. So in this case, suppose R1 is less, that is R1 is 1, R2 is 2 and R3 is 3, then we can calculate the equivalent resistor, that is 1 upon R is equal to 1 upon R is equal to 1 by 1, means 1 by R1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3. Okay, so I hope you can write here. If you solve this question, you can write 1 plus, because this one is 1, you can take LCM here 6, so you can write here 6, and then 3 and 2, that is 5. Okay, so the resultant will be, you can write here 6 by taking LCM. This one is 6, and this one is 11. Okay, so the value of equivalent resistor, that is R is equal to, this R is equal to 6 upon this one is 6 upon 11. Okay, and this one is equal to 0.55 approx. Okay, this one is 0.55 ohm approx. I hope you understand. Now you can see this value, that is value of equivalent resistor R, is less than 1 ohm. Okay, which is the smallest in these three. This one is 1, this one is taken as 2, this one is taken as 3 ohm. So you can see the value of equivalent resistor is even less than 1 ohm here. Okay, so it means when three resistors or more than three resistors are connected in parallel combination, then their equivalent is given by 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. But the very interesting point is the value of R is lesser than the smallest resistor connected in that circuit. Okay, so I hope you understand this concept of parallel combination. Okay, so I hope you are getting my point, and by these characteristics and by using these formula you can solve different questions, okay, based on this topic of parallel and series combination. So take your book and try to exercise different question. In further classes I will explain the same thing with questions, okay, with the help of different questions. So let's start next topic, that is source of EMF. Student, we are going to start source of EMF. First of all, let us consider what is EMF, what is full form of EMF. Okay, so student, full form of EMF is electromotive force. What is that? Is electromotive force. Okay, and this is related to the cell. So let's start what is definition of EMF. Okay, so mathematically EMF is defined as, you can see the definition, the electromotive force is maximum potential difference between the two electrodes of the cell when no current is drawn from the cell. Okay, so let me tell you with some example. You can see here, okay, let me draw the cell. Suppose this one is a container. Okay, it has two electrodes, one of them is cathode and another one is anode, and there is some electrolyte. Okay, now if these two electrodes are not connected to each other, it means circuit is open. Okay, circuit is open, you can see these two lines are not connected to each other. Then even there is potential difference between these two plates. Okay, but there is no current in this circuit. So potential difference between these two plates in this circuit, in which there may be current. If these two are connected, there will be current, but there is no current because this is open, but there is potential difference. So if cell is in open condition, it means it is not closed. You can see here the circuit is not closed. So the potential difference across the two terminal, it means across cathode and anode of a cell, is found to be maximum. Okay, and this maximum value of potential difference is called EMF of a cell. Okay, EMF of a cell. So the what is the condition to find out the source of EMF of cell? So EMF of cell, to find EMF of cell, there must be open circuit. It means there should be no current drawn from the cell. In that case, the potential difference across the two terminals of the cell is found to be maximum, and that maximum potential difference across the two terminals of the cell is known as electromotive force. I hope you are getting my point. Okay, now if this circuit is closed, a current starts flowing in this circuit, and now potential difference across the two terminal is just known as potential difference, or you can say terminal potential difference, but it cannot be EMF. Okay, because EMF is maximum value. When current is start flowing in this circuit, experiment shows that the potential difference across the two terminal is quite less than when it is opened. Okay, so the less value, that is less than the initial value is known as terminal potential difference, or you can say potential difference. Okay, but it has another definition. It means EMF has another definition, and I'm going to tell you that definition. So that definition is, EMF is defined as the work done to carry unit charge in whole circuit, including electrolyte of the cell, is known as EMF. It means, suppose there is one electron, suppose this one is electron. Now you want to carry this electron in this complete circuit through electrodes, then this electrolyte, then this terminal, and it will reach at the same point. So in this process there must be some work, and that complete work, that maximum value of the work, is known as the EMF of the cell. Okay, I hope you are getting my point. So this one is another EMF definition of EMF. But now, what is source of EMF? You know about sources, what is meaning of source. So of course cell is source of EMF because it is defined for cell, and cell is a device which behaves as a source of EMF. Okay, so let me define about cell. What is cell actually? So you know that we are studying about chemical cell here. So chemical cell is a device which converted chemical energy into electrical energy. Okay, let me repeat, chemical cell is a device which converted chemical energy into electrical energy. Okay, now that electrical energy can be used for different purposes. So that cell, it means that chemical cell, is a source of the EMF. Okay, now EMF is electromotive force, and that electromotive force mathematically can be found by this, that is maximum potential difference, and it can also be defined as the amount of work done to carry unit charge in complete circuit. Complete circuit means including the internal part. Internal part means including electrolyte of the chemical cell. Okay, so I hope you are getting my point. So we completed here the series combination, then parallel combination, then what is chemical cell. Let me repeat once again, chemical cell is a device which converted chemical energy into electrical energy. Okay, then next one is, what is source of EMF. So of course students, cell is source of EMF. Okay, then what is definition of EMF. So mathematically we can calculate the EMF, that is the electromotive force is the maximum potential difference between two electrodes of the cell when no current is drawn from the cell. Okay, it can also be defined as the amount of work done to carry unit charge in complete circuit, and complete circuit means including electrode, including electrolyte of the cell. Okay, so we have completed this topic till this point. Okay, we have completed here. Now we are going to study, it means we are going to compare EMF and potential difference. So in further discussion we have we saw that, student, we saw when this circuit is open, the potential difference across the two electrode is known as the EMF, whereas if this circuit is closed, there is current in this circuit, and we can measure potential difference of any part of the circuit. So any part potential difference is defined as the difference in potential at any part of the circuit. It is not related to the maximum value. It can be maximum or it can have different values, but EMF is always the maximum value of the potential difference when there is no current flowing through the circuit. So this one is only one difference. Let's know other differences between EMF and potential difference. So let's see first difference. You can see EMF is the maximum potential difference between two electrodes of the cell when no current is drawn from the cell. Okay, when current is, it means when circuit is opened. Okay, so this one is, you can see for potential difference is the difference of potentials between any 2 points of the closed circuit. So the circuit is closed, it means there is current in the circuit and can be defined for any part of the circuit. Okay, so I hope you understand. Second one is it is independent of the resistance of the circuit. So because it is characteristic of an open circuit, and when circuit is open there is no current, so there is no use of resistance for EMF. Okay, so it is independent of the resistance of the circuit, whereas it is proportional to the resistance between the given points. It means if resistance is high, then potential difference between the 2 points is high, because you know that in this case there must be current in the circuit. Okay, the third point is the term EMF is used only for the source of EMF. Okay, this is used for source of EMF because it is characteristic of a source, it is not characteristic of any part of the circuit. Okay, now you can see potential difference, it is measured between any 2 points of the circuit. Okay, because when current is flow in the circuit, you can measure potential difference between any 2 points of circuit, and it is characteristic property. It means it is potential difference between any 2 points of the circuit. Okay, now fourth one is it is greater than the potential difference between any 2 points of the circuit. This one is very interesting. You can see it is the maximum value of the potential difference in this circuit, but it is maximum value of the potential difference of the circuit, but this one is the part of, this one is characteristic property of any part of this circuit. It means this EMF is always greater than the potential difference. Okay, in some cases these two can be equal. Okay, when circuit is open, potential difference is equal to EMF, but these can be even less or equal to the EMF. There is one most interesting part, this one is the most interesting part, and you can see here how a potential difference is greater than the EMF when cell is being charged. This is very interesting part of this discussion. Student, in only one case potential difference of a cell can be greater than the EMF, and that is when cell is charged. Okay, if a chemical cell is charging, in that case the potential difference is greater than the EMF of that cell. Okay, so this question is very important. I hope you know this question. Question is that in which case potential difference of a cell can be greater than the EMF of that cell. So your answer will be when cell is being charged, potential difference of the cell is greater than the EMF of that cell. Okay, I hope you understand these differences. So take your pen and copy and note down all these differences between them, between EMF and potential difference. Student, if you have other differences, please note that differences and try to find out relation between EMF and potential difference. Okay, that will be our next topic. We will discuss in our next topic what is relation between EMF, then terminal potential difference, and internal potential difference of a cell. Internal potential difference means potential drop inside the electrolyte of the cell. Okay, so we will discuss this topic in our next class, how this EMF is related to this potential difference and internal potential difference of our cell. Okay, so keep study, do your work properly. Okay, see all the videos which is posted and complete work. For any doubt you can contact on different, by using different media. You can use directly contact WhatsApp or through other applications which we already have. So thank you for watching. Thank you very much.